All right, this is Mr. Knorr, and this is part 2 of our Mission Moon building tutorial. So we've already done part 1, and now what we're going to do is we're going to take our WeDo kit, and we're going to use the hub and motor from our blue WeDo kit. So, whoops, make sure that you guys get this kit out. You're going to need all the parts and pieces from that kit, and we're going to be working on these building tutorials starting with step 1 and then step 2 is over here with the motor. All right, and basically what we're gonna do is we have this hand crank right here that was extracting the resources from our rocket ship. And with this, we are going to replace it with a motor that we're going to program. So I'm gonna load the pieces in. Put my rocket ship back together like it's just landed, and then let's go ahead and follow those building instructions. So part 1, or step 1, we are going to take our motor. Step 2, we're gonna go ahead and take 2 black pins and a length 3 gray axle. You can tell it's length 3 just kind of by holding it up against another Lego, and if it's that many pins, or that many circles long. Sorry, this is small, so it's kind of hard to hold up, but if it's that long, then we call it a length 3 because it's 3 holes long, or 3 pins. So the nice thing about Lego is everything is the same size, so you can hold it up to the pins and count the number of pins. Anyways, this goes straight into the middle, and then on either side goes a black pin. So on each side. All right, step number 4, we're gonna go ahead and add this lift arm. We're gonna stick this axle through the second hole. So that gray axle is coming through the second hole, just like that, all right? And then we're gonna take we're gonna take one, it's called a 1/3 bushing, and that's gonna go right here, just kind of on the end, all right? Now, step 6 is we're gonna take 2 black pins facing in the opposite direction. So these are gonna come right here, and this is gonna help secure it onto our lander right here. So step 7 is we've taken this off. So we took this little arm off. We still have the bush here, and we still have this axle hanging out a little bit. And we're just going to attach the motor into the 2 pins right here. So we're gonna just attach that motor just like this. Step 8, we're gonna take this blue pulley wheel and we're gonna attach it to our black axle. And so this is gonna help drive. You can see we can still do the crank arm by turning this. So we're gonna use our motor and transfer the rotational energy from here to this pulley wheel, and it's gonna help crank our extractor piece. All right, and then step 9 is we take a rubber band, and the rubber band can be a little tricky to get on. Just make sure that it's going completely over both the 1/3 bushing and the pulley wheel. So it needs to go and sit in that groove right there, so it's completely in the groove. All right, last step for building is we're just gonna plug it into our hub. It doesn't matter which side you plug it into. It's smart enough to know what's being plugged in, so you just plug it right in. And then you're going to connect it to your iPad. And so what you wanna do is you wanna open up that WeDo app. So on your iPad, you're gonna open up the WeDo 2.0 app. Click the little X if that pops up. And then we're just gonna go down, we're just gonna create a new project down here. So we're just gonna hit the plus to create a new project. And we wanna connect our bricks. So I'm gonna hit the Bluetooth connect, and it says tap the green button down here. So you tap the middle of the hub, and it should pop up. It might ask you if this is the first time turning it on to name it. It might not have a name. If it has a number, that might be the name of it. Obviously, this one says 17 on here, and then it says WeDo 4 up here. So, but it should be the only device. If no device comes up, what you're gonna need to do is go into your settings, and then scroll down until you find the WeDo, and just make sure that you've turned the microphone on and you've turned the Bluetooth settings on for that. So that's under settings, the WeDo app, and then getting over there. So going back to the WeDo app, as soon as it's connected, you'll know it's connected because instead of a flashing light, you're gonna get a nice solid light that tells you it's connected, and this turns green on the screen. Now for this one, what we're gonna wanna do is we're gonna want to power the motor for a certain amount of time. So it goes through a certain amount of cranks to pop all of our resources out. In the instruction booklet, it gives you the answer, but you're free to play around with it. But the answer is going to be to give your, so on here, we're gonna come down, we're gonna grab motor power. It's the one that has the little odometer, the little dial right here, and we're gonna set that to 6. So click on the number and then type 6. And then the one that has the sand timer, this is our timer, and we're gonna wanna do this not for 5, but for 5, and then there's a decimal point right here, 5.1. And then all we have to do is we hit play right here, and then let's see what happens. So I'm gonna hit play, and let's watch. Well, it didn't quite run for enough time. So if that's the case, I don't know, maybe my batteries are running out. Maybe there's some extra friction somewhere, I don't know, but I'm gonna hit run again. You can always adjust the speed. This goes up to 10. That's as fast as you can go. It's not very fast, check it out. See, it's not super fast. You can go all the way down to 1, which is the slowest setting. Oh yeah, you can see it's struggling just a little bit. And depending on the speed, it's gonna take more or less time to shoot out your brick. So you could play around with that. You could even, if you want, add in changing the color of the brick. So maybe it turns red while it's working, and then when it finishes working, it turns green. Let me do this. So we can hit play, and while it's working, it changes colors. And then it finishes and went back to green for just a split second. You could also have it play any of these sounds. There's a whole bunch of different sounds. You can hit play and test them out. So we'll add in a sound and then we'll do it again. It will go, it turns red. It's going for 5.1 seconds, then it finishes, it's gonna turn green and play a sound. All right, so hopefully you were able to build it and you were able to program it and get the hub and the device, whatever device you're using, connected together. All right, that does it. Hopefully you were successful and had a good time.